Welcome to Amaravati, today's daily global roundup. Each day, we bring you a concise and insightful roundup of the latest global developments, ensuring you stay informed and connected to the pulse of the world. President Hichilema, Advisor Hochstein, and CEO Zubero convened the Partnership for Global Infrastructure and Investment (PGI) Forum in Lusaka. This initiative aims to bolster private sector investment in the Lobito Corridor, linking the DRC and Zambia to global markets via Angola. The forum, attended by business and government leaders, aligns with President Biden's G7 initiative for global infrastructure development. The corridor, supported by U.S. funds, notably a $250 million investment by DFC, will facilitate trade, reduce transport time, and minimize carbon emissions. Additional commitments announced include solar power projects, rail infrastructure development, and financing for critical mineral mines, highlighting the corridor's economic potential and strategic importance. Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre announced the upcoming visit of His Majesty King Abdullah II and Her Majesty Queen Rania Al Abdullah of Jordan to the White House on February 12, 2024. Celebrating 75 years of diplomatic ties between the United States and Jordan, discussions will center on deepening bilateral relations. President Biden and King Abdullah II will address the Gaza crisis, focusing on efforts to achieve a lasting resolution. This includes discussions on enhanced humanitarian aid to Gaza and a vision for enduring peace, emphasizing a two-state solution with Israel's security ensured. The meeting underscores ongoing collaboration between the US and Jordan on regional stability and peace initiatives. Vice President Kamala Harris is scheduled to attend the 2024 Munich Security Conference from February 15 to February 17, where she will deliver a significant foreign policy speech. The visit aims to advance Biden-Harris administration priorities, particularly concerning Ukraine and the Middle East. Harris will engage with foreign leaders to underscore the significance of sustaining U.S. leadership, bolstering alliances, and upholding international rules and norms. The trip underscores the administration's commitment to global security and diplomacy. Secretary of State Antony J. Blinken held discussions with Israeli ministers Gadi Eisenkot and Benny Gantz in Tel Aviv, focusing on efforts to secure the safe return of remaining hostages and bolster humanitarian aid levels while preventing conflict escalation. Blinken emphasized civilian protection and averting future attacks like those of October 7. Additionally, he outlined the U.S. vision for enduring peace and security for Israel, underscored by integration within the region and the establishment of a Palestinian state with guaranteed Israeli security. The meeting highlights ongoing collaboration between the U.S. and Israel toward regional stability and peace initiatives. A national security memorandum outlines stringent oversight measures for the transfer of defense articles and services by the U.S. Departments of State and Defense. Aimed at ensuring adherence to international law and human rights standards, the memorandum requires credible assurances from recipient countries regarding the lawful use of transferred materials. It mandates congressional reporting on the provision of defense articles, emphasizing accountability and transparency. The policy extends to defense services, emphasizing compliance with international law and promoting humanitarian assistance efforts. Waivers are permitted in exceptional national security circumstances, subject to congressional notification. The memorandum underscores the U.S. commitment to responsible arms transfer practices and humanitarian considerations in conflict zones. Secretary of State Antony J. Blinken conversed with Saudi Foreign Minister Prince Faisal bin Farhan Al Saud regarding efforts to resolve the Gaza crisis. Blinken briefed the minister on his recent visit to Israel and emphasized ongoing endeavors to secure lasting peace and security for Israelis and Palestinians, including the establishment of a Palestinian state with security assurances for Israel. Both officials pledged to intensify coordination to enhance humanitarian aid for civilians in Gaza. The call underscores the commitment of the United States and Saudi Arabia to address the humanitarian situation in Gaza and work towards a sustainable resolution to the conflict. Mexico, Canada, and the United States reaffirmed their commitment to tackle the regional challenges of synthetic drugs and firearms trafficking in a joint statement. Led by Mexico's Secretary of Security Rosa Isla Rodriguez, the nations discussed strategies in the Fourth Trilateral Phenytoil Committee meeting. They pledged increased collaboration on controlling precursor chemicals, enhancing legal frameworks, and engaging the private sector. Additionally, efforts will focus on strengthening diplomatic endeavors and developing a common drug analysis protocol. The scope of the committee has expanded to address firearms trafficking, with plans for trilateral reports on cross-border seizures and enhanced use of investigative databases. The collective efforts aim to enhance security, combat illicit trafficking, and support affected individuals and communities. The United States has intensified efforts to enforce the price cap coalition's policies, designating 4 entities and 1 vessel as blocked property for violating price caps on Russian oil. This action underscores consequences for disregarding the caps and aims to impede Russian funding for its conflict with Ukraine. Additionally, the Department of Treasury issued determinations restricting the importation of certain categories of diamonds mined in Russia, in line with G7 commitments made in December 2023. Among the designated entities are an oil trader and shipowner transporting oil above the price cap, a fleet manager, and a shipping company linked to the trader. These measures, taken under Executive Order 14024, target entities operating in Russia's marine sector, enforcing price caps and import restrictions to deter support for Russia's activities. On February 8, U.S. Central Command, CENTCOM, executed 7 self-defense strikes in Yemen, targeting 4 Houthi unmanned surface vessels, USVs, and 7 anti-ship cruise missiles. The strikes, conducted between 5 a.m. and 9 p.m. Sana time, aimed to thwart imminent threats posed to U.S. Navy and merchant vessels in the Red Sea. Identified in Houthi-controlled Yemeni territories, these weapons posed a significant danger to maritime navigation. CENTCOM's actions safeguard freedom of navigation, ensuring the safety of international waters for U.S. Navy and merchant fleets. This operation underscores the commitment to counter threats to maritime security, preserving stability in the region amidst ongoing tensions. Minister of Foreign Affairs, Melanie Joly, engaged in talks with Republic of Korea's Minister of Foreign Affairs, Cho Tae-yul, extending congratulations on his recent appointment. Emphasizing progress made in 2023 during the 60th anniversary of Canada-Korea relations, both ministers pledged to sustain momentum and enhance shared visions, particularly through strengthened people-to-people connections. Discussions also encompassed regional and global peace and security challenges. Condemnation was voiced against North Korea's continuous missile launches and illicit weapons programs, posing threats to Indo-Pacific security. Minister Joly reiterated Canada's dedication to collaborating with the Republic of Korea and other allies in upholding UN Security Council resolutions and international law, exemplified through Operation Neon. This dialogue underscores the commitment to bolstering cooperation amidst evolving regional dynamics. Today, Minister Mary Ng, responsible for export promotion, international trade, and economic development, met with Finland's Minister for Foreign Trade and Development, Ville Tavio, following his trade mission to Nova Scotia. They emphasized the significance of the Canada-Finland bilateral relationship, particularly in areas like green transition and sustainable mineral extraction. Both ministers praised the success of the Canada-European Union Comprehensive Economic and Trade Agreement, CETA, ratified by Finland in May 2018, which has bolstered sectors like telecommunications and the electric vehicle battery supply chain. Discussions also covered global economic security, resilience, and mutual support for Ukraine's recovery. This meeting highlights the commitment of both nations to fostering rules-based international trade and investment. Minister of International Development, Ahmed Hassan, will host a press conference unveiling financial support for collaborative projects between Canada and the Philippines. The funding focuses on nature-based solutions, NBS, to tackle climate change, gender-responsive healthcare, and enhancing disaster risk management and resilience in the Philippines. Joining Minister Hassan are key figures including Minister of Small Business Richie Valdez, Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister of Foreign Affairs Robert Oliphant, and Dr. Tanjina Mirza, Chief Program Officer of Plan International Canada. This initiative underscores Canada's commitment to addressing global challenges and fostering partnerships for sustainable development, particularly in climate adaptation and healthcare accessibility. Canada's Minister of Export Promotion, International Trade, and Economic Development, Mary NG, participated in the inaugural meeting of G7 trade ministers hosted by Italy. The virtual gathering, attended by WTO Director General Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, focused on advancing shared trade priorities. Minister NG praised Italy's G7 presidency and advocated for collaborative efforts to benefit businesses and workers, reinforce the rules-based trade system, and bolster global supply chains resilience. Discussions centered on key WTO reforms ahead of the 13th WTO Ministerial Conference, including Canada's commitment to the Agreement on Fisheries Subsidies. Minister NG emphasized the need for a functional WTO dispute settlement system accessible to all by 2024, echoing G7 counterparts' joint commitment to fortify the international trade system for broader inclusivity and economic resilience. Thank you for tuning into Amaravati Today's Daily Global Roundup. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to subscribe and stay connected with us. Your support means the world, and we look forward to bringing you more engaging content in the days to come. Thank you for being a part of the Amaravati Today community.